Hey there, so this is just a quick little video on a random orbital sander from Dewalt here. I've had this thing for over 15 years now and it's been a workhorse, but something happened to me that's never happened before. The pad here, the Velcro pad, just kind of tore off. So I didn't even realize that that was a thing that could happen. First time it's happened to me, but here's what's underneath. And my first thought when this pad broke off is that sander's done for, gotta get a new one. It's done well for 15 plus years. But then after taking a minute to look at the sander, see some 3 screws there holding the remainder of the pad in place, figured that looks like a replacement part. So sure enough, went on to Amazon and found a nice replacement. This one fits many different sanders, including various Dewalt models. For reference, this model is a D26451. So as far as equivalency goes, you can see they're pretty much the same diameter here, the 5 inches. Each of them has the 8 vent holes. You got the 3 screw holes here, same pattern, so looks to be a good fit. We're gonna go ahead and get this installed. Here's my old pad overlaid onto my new one. You can see everything lines up nicely, so this will be perfect fit here. The other thing, when you're buying a new pad, there's a couple different types. You can get the hook and loop, you can get an adhesive version where you can use adhesive backed sanding discs, but I wanted to stick with the same hook and loop Velcro style. I've got a whole stash of Velcro based sanding pads, so I want to be able to continue using those with this sander. So really it is just as simple as removing these 3 screws here. See, they accept a flathead bit, or it looks like maybe a Torx bit. Fortunately for me, my screws come out pretty easy here. Even after over 15 years, they're not rusted in there, so no liquid wrench needed. Alright, so there's our pad there. So you can see the backing on the old one has kind of a metal backing. I'm actually looking at the new one here. We've got similar backing. It looks like maybe there's a plastic coating, but probably metal underneath it. So then there's actually a remnant from my old disc there. You can see this is what broke and allowed essentially the pad to break off. So now we can go ahead and line our new disc up here. All right, now we're gonna get the pad installed. And so I'm just gonna get a screw started here. And what I've noticed is I have to kind of push it down into the pad to get it to drop in so that you can get enough length here on the back side to actually make it into the hole to where you can actually screw it in. So after getting one screw installed onto the pad here, the other 2 holes on the pad lined up nearly identical to the holes in the mount on the sander. Alright, after losing grip with the flathead several times, I actually took initiative, got my Torx out with my driver here. And that makes it so much easier. Obviously want to be careful not to over tighten. There we go. Should have done that in the first place. Alright, got the sander pad reinstalled. Double check that our sanding disc fits back on here. And as you can see, I've only got a sanding disc here that has 5 holes, but it still attaches fine. There's a couple of vent openings there, so I can still collect some of the dust that's generated, but you can see 5-inch sanding disc holds well. All right, so after sanding for a while, this pad is on there really good. See, it takes some pretty good force just to unhook it there. So I'm confident that this new pad's gonna hopefully get me another 15 years out of the sander.